Okay, what's going on, everybody? The Iceman, Jeffrey Rose on the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel on this Sunday morning. And yeah, on my other channel, I did somewhat of like a heel video towards the MSG show last night, prior to the show anyway. Um, but in all essence, I did it for fun. I actually, watching the show, I did enjoy it. Um, I will say, uh, the Lesnar and Big Show match when Big Show gives Lesnar three choke slams and then he gets up and then all of a sudden he starts suplexing Big Show and then F5ing him. And then the match was so short. I mean, if you left the room for a second and came back, it was over. Um, and they still had a lot of time left. So that's probably the reason why they had Lesnar come back after Big Show. But this whole idea was just to make Big Show look really strong going into the Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker. This wasn't, a lot of people thought this was awesome and whatnot. I was a little bit disappointed in it. I think, again, um, the best match of the night. Not taking anything away from Jericho and Kevin Owens. I mean, this was Jericho's anniversary, his 25th anniversary in wrestling. Uh, they had a pretty good match. But I think the match of the night again was the cage match with John Cena and Seth Rollins. Although we saw Kane come out at the end, which I thought was good. It was a good way to promote Kane and Rollins at Hell in the Cell. So I like the way that worked. But the story here is, you know, uh, a lot of people, constantly putting down John Cena, saying he can't wrestle, he can't do this, he needs to leave the WWE. But again, there is John Cena in a main event with Seth Rollins. They put on a very, very good main event. And it goes to show you, why is John Cena in these type of events? Why, you ask? It's because he can do what he does, and the WWE recognizes it. And it's unfortunate for John Cena right now. I think he is a bit burnt out. There was something I believe posted on Instagram. Uh, he made a remark saying fired up or burnt out. So it's leaving us to believe that possibly he could be a little burnt out. And let's face it, um, when you're on top for 10 years and you've been wrestling even longer than that, and you handle the grueling schedule of a top WWE superstar in the business. I mean, 10 years doing what he's done day in and day out, very rarely getting time off. I mean, wouldn't you be burnt out too? Most of us would be burnt out after 5 years, let's face it, or maybe even sooner. You got to give the guy credit for what he does in the ring. And uh, quite honestly, a lot of the best matches really in the last few months, a lot of them really revolve around John Cena and his opponent, his various opponents, whether it be Kevin Owens, Cesaro, or Seth Rollins. But again, you know, people are just tired of seeing him on top. And it's something JBL said in the commentary too, and he's right. You know, when you're a champion, people get tired of you as a champion. They want you gone. And this is true when it comes to John Cena with most people. But in all honesty and all fairness to John Cena, if John Cena wasn't around, I don't care what anybody says, the WWE would not be that much better. Would they have to start pushing more stars? One would think they would be doing it now. So how can you really say that it's because of John Cena? You can't. The guy is a workhorse. I think a lot of people just are jealous uh, for the status that he's had within the WWE. I mean, it's much like Triple H when he started his run. I mean, this guy was a workhorse as well. I mean, he was on top most of his career. until he started slowing down, and then he decided to, really do a little bit of a part-time thing, and then, of course, we all knew he was going to move on up and making a lot of wrestling decisions, which he is doing now. But, after watching the show last night, I'm saying to myself, okay, Cena still has it. I mean, they had a long match, the longest match of the night, and I think it did run at least 30 minutes or so. Compared to the, like I said, Big Show Lesnar match, which was like, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's how great Big Lesnar is because he beat Big Show that quickly. That wasn't the case. There really wasn't much for these two to really do in the ring anymore. And everybody's boasting that Brock Lesnar is the greatest wrestler. I seen posts this morning saying he's the greatest wrestler. Where do you come off saying he's the greatest wrestler? I mean, besides his suplexes and his F5 and the Kimura lock, what else does the man do? He really does. I know I'll get heat for this, but the bottom line is the truth. It really is the truth. And when you go back and you start talking about John Cena has more movesets now this year than he ever has. And the bottom line is, people just don't want to see him involved in main events. But be realistic. The WWE knows his value. And, yeah, the WWE's product isn't all that good right now. And I honestly think it's time for them to really do something different with the WWE World Heavyweight title. Because I think Seth Rollins, he's still very, very young. Um, he needs to change up a little bit in his type of attitude and whatnot because everybody says John Cena's stale. Well, guess what? So isn't Seth Rollins really when it comes to his personality in the ring. Um, so there's a lot of things that can be done, with both these guys actually. But yeah, but you can't take away for what John Cena does. Um, if it wasn't for John Cena and Seth Rollins last night, that show that aired on the WWE Network, I mean, it really sort of, in my eyes, sort of like made the show more than average. I think they put on a very good match. I've seen Rollins and Cena in better matches, but I like the way they calculated the ending with Kane coming out because it also promoted Kane and Rollins for Hell in the Cell. So, be that as it may, um, you need to give credit where credit is due, and you also need to discredit uh, people when they need to be discredited. So, anyway, those are my thoughts and those are my opinions here on this Sunday, Bound for Glory tonight, and we'll see what happens there. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your day, and a reminder: it is Football Sunday.